Hey, how is everybody? Welcome to the channel. My name is Al. Today we are talking Raising Dion, the latest superhero show on Netflix. This will be 100% spoiler free. I always say make sure you watch this whole video because I'm prone to say something that you are going to disagree with, and I like to ask you questions throughout the video. So let's get into Raising Dion today. Now this is a show that is about a little boy who is a superhero, and his mother is finding out that he has these superpowers. She's trying to figure out more about what's going on. She's trying to raise him to be able to use these powers in the right way, but she's also trying to keep away an encroaching threat to the family as a result of the powers that her son has. That's all I'll share with you. So let's jump into the show and let's talk about, first of all, what makes a show really good on Netflix. Like, what makes Netflix so bingeable? There's two main elements, really. Let me know what you think about this. Number one, the performances. You have to have really good performances. Number two, you have to have really good writing. If you have those two things on Netflix, you're going to get a show that's bingeable and people are going to just like watch, just like, just eat it up. The problem is that this show doesn't really have either. Let's start with the performances. The performances in Raising Dion are average at best. Josiah Young is Dion. He plays the little boy with the powers, and he is okay as an actor. His performance is really not that strong. He is a newcomer, so we will cut him some slack for that. He probably will develop as an actor as he gets older. I can actually even see that happening. But also the supporting cast, those folks that are around him, they're not that strong either. So the main problem is that it really does suffer from strength of performance. And then when you couple that with the fact that the writing is really not that good in this show, to me, let me know what you think about this, it seemed a bit unfocused as they tried to tackle a lot of different themes in the show. Some of those themes are very relevant to who he is as a young black superhero, and they tackle some social issues in it. It's not SJW issues, but it does tackle some social issues, which I think are cool because those will probably be elements that he would have in his life as he's moving forward. The problem, though, with the writing and even tackling some of those issues is it's not a strong enough story to take a lot of the focus off of the boy's superpowers. They really needed to build more strength of story and focus around that, because when we get off into a lot of these other kind of subplots, they're not even subplots, but when we get off into a lot of these other elements of kind of Dion's growth as he's just out in community or as he's out in society, they're really not as interesting, and they really kind of pull away from what makes the story interesting in and of itself, and that is the fact that the boy has all of these bizarre powers. So it doesn't focus enough on that, and because of that, the strength of story is not very good here, so the writing around it is not very good. It needs to be much more focused. Let me know what you think about that. You might totally disagree with me about that. I would love to get some dialogue going about that. So it does not have very strong performances. It does not have very good writing. So it does not make the show a great show. But what does help this is the concept of Raising Dion and what's going on with his superpowers. That in and of itself is intriguing enough to pull you through this first season. It was enough for me to be able to keep watching the first season with enough interest to want to move to the next episode. But I wasn't blown away by this. It wasn't the same way I felt about like the Umbrella Academy, which literally had my mouth on the floor. I couldn't believe how good it was. Now, having said all that I said about Raising Dion, I actually think the show has potential. I think if they can bump up the writing a bit and they can have more of Michael B. Jordan actually in the show during the second season, I think the show has a lot of potential because I really like the idea behind Raising Dion. You can check out more videos right here, and don't forget we live stream every Monday night, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, PM, and we have new videos 2 to 3 times a week. Peace.